All right, guys, what's going on? Welcome back to Chris's Sports Corner. Real quick, man, hope everybody's having a great Sunday. This has been an most unorthodox Sunday of sports. Let me say that. Sometimes games come on and, ain't really much else on. Like, I was watching the Green Bay and Tennessee Titan game, and I'm looking at that. That's turned into a blowout. And I'm watching the Brooklyn Nets and Charlotte Hornets, and I'm like, okay, man, the Nets going to pull away here in a minute. All right? In a minute now. They're going to pull away soon. It never happened. They never pulled away and end up losing to the Charlotte Hornets, who get their first win of the year. Now, there's a couple things that goes into a loss like this. When you look at this, you say, the Nets probably didn't come in, and they weren't up for this game. And I agree. I don't think they was really up for this game like they would be had it been a different opponent. But you still got 25 from Kyrie and 29 from KD. And what you're learning and what's going to be key, especially in this early part, right? It's a short season. Well, the Nets don't get that excuse. Right? They don't get that short season excuse, especially KD and Kyrie. They didn't play last year, so they don't get that excuse. But what you're going to need going down the road, and KD did come off the injury. But what you're going to need is your bench, is your role players. It's very evident after watching that Clippers game, after watching the Lakers game last night, after watching this Brooklyn Nets lose to the Charlotte Hornets. All right, it's gonna be very important that your bench play well. You look at KD had 29, Irvin had 25, Jordan had 1, Dinwiddie, who went out the game, had 5, Joe Harris had 15, Jeff Green didn't give you nothing, Prince gave you 2, Allen gave you 8, Karis LeVert only gave you 10, 4-12 shooting. Louisville Cabarro, he gave you 11. He did have a bench. He actually made all his shots. He just should have probably took a few more. He only played 8 minutes. He was 4 for 4, 3 for 3 from the free throw line, from the 3-point line. So when you look at it, your KD and Kyrie, I mean, if you get 50 points, over 50 points, 54 to be exact, from your stars, the rest of the team got to handle that. Against, okay, let's be honest, an inferior opponent in the Charlotte Hornets. I'm not going to act like the Charlotte Hornets are world beaters. But what the Charlotte Hornets showed you is, if you come out, you play hard, you don't get, a lot of times, when bad teams see good teams, they're beat before the team can get off the bus. Oh God, here come let's say Brooklyn Nets, and then they're dragging, oh God, here we go, we gotta deal with this, and they're, all right, let's go get beat. But that's not how Charlotte came into this game. Every time I was watching this game, I go, Charlotte playing like they belong here. When you look at it, all their starters was in double figures. That Gordon Hayward deal, it paid off. He led them with 28 points tonight. Washington had 14. Rozier had 19. Biyombo, that guy, he had 12. Graham had 13. Melo was 2 for 3 from the 3. He only had 6, but he didn't. He probably got to shoot a little more, be a little bit more aggressive. Which I don't know what that's about between him and his brother. They just sometimes they just so sometimes. But when you look at it, you look at the difference in the two teams. You go, one all starter was in double figure, and the other was like, all right, well, we're just gonna sit back and watch KD and Kyrie. And sometimes you got great players. Players can get comfortable and be like, man, we got KD. Y'all do anything? All right, man, we good. And it just felt like what? It just felt off. Like it's hard for a team as talented as the Nets to get up for a Charlotte Hornets team that up to this point haven't won a game. Historically has been bad. Over the last decade plus has been bad. You can't really. You can see how it's a trap game. It's like, oh, okay, here we go. When you look at it, but how do you stop that type of thing from happening? Because when you look at it, KD only took 15 shots. Kyrie took 17. It wasn't a Kyrie got it going at the end, and I think that's what they probably always felt like. All right, we got it. And then as it get close, I'm like, we're gonna close this out. But they never got the opportunity to close it out because when you playing like that, and I've seen actually the Lakers played like that in a couple games last year where it was like, all right, let's try to make this run at the end. It don't always work like that. A couple bad bounces, a couple bad calls, a good calls, or whatever, and just like that, the game's over. The other team won. Is this pause for concern? No. More than anything, you want to make sure that your role players understand you got to get up and you got to come out and play night in and night out. Do this take away from who they are? No. It was just one of those games. And what you have to understand when you're the Brooklyn Nets, the Los Angeles Clippers, the Los Angeles Lakers, the Milwaukee Bucks, the Miami Heat, teams are going to get up for you. When they see your name on the schedule, whether they have a bad season or not, beating you is a building block. And the Nets have to understand now, you're the team in the East. You still got the Boston Celtics, but you just annihilated them. Who else you got? You still got of course, you still got the Raptors, you got the Bucks. But other than that, all eyes are pointing to the Nets. So what the Nets got to understand is every night that you come out lollygagging, playing around with teams, that's their opportunity to beat you and gain confidence. Beating great teams is a building block for bad teams. It's just that simple. Because they can always go back and say, what did we do right in this game? They're never going to say, Brooklyn wasn't really playing, really. They're going to say, we beat them. And so you're going to get everyone's best punch. And to me, I don't blame KD and Kyrie on this. This is the role players just deciding, all right, cool. I guess. Here we go, guys. Y'all ready? Interesting. Jordan only played 19 minutes. He had the 1 point. And of course, Dinwiddie, I think he had like a little injury, so he only had 5. That makes sense. But you got 36 minutes from Kyrie and KD. And I thought they played well. 10 of 17, both shot over 50%. KD 5 of 7 from the 3. Kyrie with 3 of 8 from the 3. They came in half-hearted, and Charlotte Hornets made them pay for it. And I can understand it's a long season. Not as long as normal. It's only 72 this year. But it's hard to get up every night after night, to go out and play your best. But, hey, congratulations to Charlotte Hornets on getting that first victory. To the Brooklyn Nets, ain't much to worry about, except you don't want the role players to get used to playing like that. With that being said, guys, please like, comment, subscribe to the channel. Until next time, you guys be great.